Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, as you guys know, a couple of days ago, I posted a video about this knife right here, the Kaiser Mad Tanto. Now, this is a loaner. Casey from Knives Fest loaned this knife to me to check out. Thank you very much, my friend. Greatly appreciate that. But in carrying it, I carried it 2 or 3 times, but as I carried it, now right off, it had a little bit of a loose detent and it had some button stick. Okay, yeah, we see that from knives. I get it. But as I carried it more, I noticed some other things about it. Now, it had a little bit of rattle, which obviously it's not doing right now. But if you get a light lockup, as you saw there with that light detent, there it's starting to rattle and it's not locking up solid. Okay, now, full disclosure, if you can get a good flip on it, it doesn't do that. Okay, it's absolutely fine. Now, that rattle, is it probably the stop pin? Yeah, and as you can tell, now that I'm flipping it more, that rattle has kind of gone away. So obviously there's something going on with that stop pin, I'm guessing. It's loose, something, it's got an imperfection in it somehow. But as you can tell, it's kind of there, but it's kind of not. But that loose lockup, that still is, oh, there, it didn't catch. Good flip, no issue. Okay? So, and if you go back and watch that video, you can really tell what I mean. So obviously there's something going on in there that isn't just right. Is it a one-off? I'm pretty sure it probably is. I've got a lot of comments on that video where people are like, no issues, haven't had a problem. Fantastic. That's terrific. That's what I was hoping to hear. Okay. I'm not, like I said in that video, I'm not going after Kaiser or anything like that. Sometimes an imperfect knife sneaks through. I get it. So when that happens, how do we react to that? I'm not the toss grenades into the fire, pour gas on the fire. That's not me. But I feel it's my responsibility to say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. Do you experience the same thing? And that's kind of what that video was about. This video is kind of in response to some of the comments that I was getting about, and I'm pretty sure they were talking about the Mad Tanto in their comment. But, if you buy a knife and it's got a loose, a stop pin, okay? And the comment was, I had a loose stop pin, it was rattling, blah, and I went in and I took it apart and I had to stuff some Teflon in the holes, fixed it right up. The lockup issue, the spring, maybe it's overcompressed, undercompressed, whatever the case may be. Do you expect that when you buy a brand new knife? I don't. I mean, I as a consumer expect to get a fully working product when I buy it. Like I said, does a rough one sneak through every once in a while? Absolutely. But is that what we expect when we buy knives? And it's not knives, it's any product. When you go out and buy a brand new car, you expect to have oil in it, radiator fluid. You don't expect to have to replace the windshield 2 days after you buy it because it's leaking or something like that, right? I don't expect to have to do that with products I buy, but sometimes one does sneak through. The focus of this video is, what do you expect when you buy a knife? And there's a wide range of knives out there. And I'm going to talk about what I expect. I do not expect issues like this that I was having with the Mad Tanto when I buy, a brand new knife in that price range, $70 to $100. And definitely, really, any knife that I buy, that costs any decent amount of money. And I'm saying, maybe $30, $40 and up. Not like when I buy a Rough Rider. I buy a $10 Rough Rider. What do I expect from it? Well, I expect that the gapping might not be perfect. Okay, I get that. It's a $10 knife. Does that upset me? Not really. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not going to be perfect. It's a $10 knife. Now, if I were to buy a $300 Jack Wolf knife, and it had uneven gapping and stuff like that, I'd probably not be happy, because that's not what I expect when I pay $300 for a knife. And just out of, gotta be clear on this, never had that issue with the Jack Wolf knife. They've been absolutely fantastic. So that's the thing, is what do we expect? Do I expect an $80 case to have, some uneven gapping like it does, be off center, which this one was corrected, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But if it has that issue when you get it, and the company has a warranty process, what do you expect from that warranty process? I expect that they back their warranty up as they say they will. Now I've got a whole video series on that case warranty process, and you feel free to go check that out if you'd want to. But I do not expect to buy a product to have a project. That's not why I buy knives. Okay? As somebody that's on YouTube and taking a look at knives and trying to, show you guys knives, I have to point out the things that I find. It's just, it's our responsibility, I believe. But what do you expect? Do you expect some gapping on a $10 knife? Do you not? And trust me, I've got plenty of $10, $15 Rough Riders that look pretty darn good for a $10 to $15 knife. When I get one of those, I'm like ecstatic. I'm like super terrific. I get one with a little bit of gapping. I'm like, okay, I'm not too mad. It's a $10 knife. But the issues that I find with some of these production knives, and again, a Vosteed had an issue with their raccoon, the button lock, the spine whack. Good Lord. But anyway, it happens. And how a company responds to that is very, very important. It's absolutely 100%. Now, again, do I believe that the issue that I'm seeing with the Med Tanto is a model-wide issue? I don't believe so. I really don't. I don't believe so at all. But, little things like button stick and that type of thing, unfortunately, I've kind of just become, it's going to happen. That's a trait of a button lock, but it's not. It doesn't have to be. I mean, this Solaris, there's not an ounce of button stick there. Now, is it oil or is it whatever? I don't know. It could be, yeah. But you know what? This has had a lot of oil put on it. And yeah, it's been clean. It's been oiled. I'm not perfect. I'm sure there's probably some oil on that surface somewhere. There's not an ounce of button stick there. So can it be done? Yeah, it sure can be. So are we going to settle, for button stick on button locks? And that really comes down to an individual. It really does, because everything I'm telling you right now, that's my opinion, my thoughts. It's completely an individual process. It's completely subjective, and it really, really is. Should it be? I don't know. Should we expect that type of thing from these knives? I have my opinions. Would love to hear your opinions on what you expect when you buy a brand new knife. That's pretty much the whole reason behind this video. Excuse me. Yeah, I really don't think that when you buy a knife, you should have to do 3-4 things to get it to work properly. That's just me, and I've said that before, and I'll probably say it again many times. It's just not. It's not me. It's not what I expect when I buy a knife, a vehicle, a dishwasher, whatever the case may be. That product is made to work correctly the first time when I unpackage it, unbox it, whatever the case may be. So, would love to hear what you guys think. I love getting you guys involved in these type of conversations because it's what we're here for. Conversations, learning, sharing experiences with one another. That's what I love about doing these videos. So thank you very much, guys, for stopping by, taking a look at everything. Listen to me babble on for a little while. Always appreciate you. Remember to like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.